Shady, oh, Jambi Milen, Bongi Shady, oh, Bongi Shady, oh, Jambi Milen,
You don't want it to end. It feels so good. That's the Fola remix. Of course, we have Wan Shey, we have Venora, we have Magasco, we have Cornell Grace all coming together for this song that people are loving. And of course, we have Wan Shey in the house. While some from his childhood would say, that's just Mark Arthur. Others on TikTok will say, that's that guy that makes us laugh a whole lot. He's a comedian. But real lovers of culture know that he's a storyteller. That's why he not only sings songs like Fola, he writes books like this one, Children of the Crocodile Egg, and hope I'm pronouncing it right, My Kin and Other Stories. He'll be telling us all about this in a bit. Wan Shey will be joining me right there. So invest in Limbe. I'll just take this one before I meet our guests of this part. I'll create athletics, track and field clubs in Bororo communities and swimming clubs in our coastal villages. We are closer to Olympic gold medals than we think. Huge untapped potential. That is so true. You look at their strengths, focus on that, invest in building it, and that's where we get all the successes out of Cameroon. You have to think and be strategic. Someone who is strategic is Wan Shey. He's a narrative artist. He uses rap, writing, and speaking as storytelling tools, hybrid performer, as some would love to call him. And I cannot wait to have a conversation with him because he has a calm personality, but his humor is deep. I really need to dig deep into his brain. Good morning, Wan Shey.
Hey, Patsy.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm glad to have you here. Oh, he wants to start. See, gentleman. Aw, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, if it was Eric, he would have even crossed his leg while sitting there. Okay, so Wan Shey, welcome back to Cameroon Feeling. It's been too long, though.
It has. Thank you for having me once more.
What took you so much time to come back to us?
Okay, you were too busy.
He's thrown it back my way, no problem. But I see you have been very busy.
I have.
We'll talk about this in a bit, but Fola remix,
yeah.
People are loving it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the appreciation?
I mean, I think I'm just as shocked as everybody else.
Shocked?
I was telling a friend of mine that I'm suffering from very serious imposter syndrome at the moment. Because at times you wait for something so long, then it happens and you don't know how to behave. So I'm in that particular dilemma. I'm facing that particular dilemma at the moment.
You know, all of us are saying, yeah, but we want to know what you're saying in the song.
So Fola means home.
It means hope.
Home.
Home.
Home. So the idea of the song is, especially those of us from the Northwest and the Southwest regions, it has been a lot of strife. Now it's time to go back home. And home is not necessarily just a physical place. It's an idea. Let's go back to those things that defined home for us. And to some people, it's a place. To some people, it's family. To some people, it's just a particular situation that brings them joy. So Fola is like this call to action. Let's go back to something that makes us whole, culturally especially.
You know, it's strange because most people didn't understand what you were saying. But then we just felt like we attached to it. So it's almost like that homecoming is calling all of us in a deeper level. And then you call your brothers.
Yes.
Was there a particular choice in the people you chose for this remix?
So I think Cornell Grace, he's a gospel minister. So I thought you can't skip church. You need somebody to bring God into the conversation, and Cornell was, I mean, him being a talk guy too was like added spice. But Magasco and Venora, they're artists from Com, and I was like, if we are going to talk about home, at least let home be a diverse place. So I decided to bring in some other artists too, and I was very blessed that Magasco and Venora honored me, and it looks like the result is it's a positive one. We
saw a lot of honesty in your performances, all of you. We saw brotherhood.
Yes.
It's good to see artists come together to support each other. Before then, you supported Venora very beautifully in the Bamendian remix. We're going to highlight that much later in our conversation. But then to see you all come together, that is truly homecoming, and we're glad. But then there's been some reactions particularly that of Stanley Eno.
Yes.
I love your response. You were so happy.
I was.
Yeah.
I was. I think there's a beautiful thing when people who've made it in the industry decide to share grace, to extend their light to other artists who are just coming into the limelight. To me, there's nothing more humbling than that, and it's an act of kindness that I really respect.
Yes.
Because he doesn't owe me anything.
True.
He doesn't owe me anything at all, and he reacted to the entire song.
Yes.
So I was very, very humbled by that, and I think that's an example for me. I take it as a very serious lesson. It reminds me and sings, the limelight is on you at the moment. This is how you use it. So I think Stanley's intervention was very timely.
He's not the only one. If you go online, so many people are reacting. He's just the popular face, but it's really good to see regular folks love it, because that's the essence of the music you make. But another part of what you do is you hold on to culture so beautifully.
Yeah.
I love you talking about Stanley in his humility and forgetting yourself, because you've been in the industry for a while and you treat it like every song is like the very first time.
Yeah.
You never feel like, okay, I've got this under control, I'm a star now. You treat everything like it's the first time, and that humility is important. But then your stronghold on culture, where is it rooted from? So
I always have this interesting story. I was not born in Seoul, I was born in Bafusam. So I had to, when we moved back to the village, I had to learn how to speak Lam-Seoul.
Wow.
So I think I have this extra love for culture because I discovered it and I was like, oh, so I'm a part of this. I have to play my part into really valorizing it and making sure that anybody who moves back home or who's unable to move back home can at least feel what I felt when I moved back home. So I'm always thinking in terms of formats. How can I show my love for culture? Is it through music? Is it through academic writing? Is it through anything? So.
And is it through TikTok?
Is it
through social media?
Yeah, that's a recent pet peeve.
That's so interesting. I hope we have a clip of that, Robert. I really do hope, because that was a different side of you I saw.
Yes.
And it's just pensive. It's still culturally inclined, but it's funny.
It is. I'm very interested in seeing how language manifests itself. So I was just thinking about it. We already had some tongue twisters and so, and I was like, what if I could create more? That's where it started from. So I started looking for words like heteronyms, maybe some that have the same spelling, different pronunciations. So I just started that, and I was just as surprised when people were like, oh, that's nice, that's nice. And I was like, okay.
Let's do more.
Let's do more.
Please, you need to do the Lum one this morning for me. Because even I was shocked until I spoke to someone else. Is this true? Is he just joking? Please do that Lum one for us.
So it's Moko Lum, Yen Lum, Lumilum Molum, Ilum, Lum Lum Lum, Kolum, Dufinikilum, Iwaingoilum.
Now, how is it? There's so many words that mean the same thing?
So Lum means dry season.
Yes.
Lum means an attic. Lum also means heat. Lum means husband. Kilum means expensive. Waingoilum is a popular market in Seoul.
Yes.
So when you put all of these things together, you just have to pronounce them differently.
So let's try it. You say the sentence in English and then say it in
I went up to the attic in the dry season, caught a rat mole. Caught a rat mole. No, a rat mole beat me. I beat it back. In the attic in the dry season. So it's more kolum, yen lum, lumilum molum, lum lum lum.
Wow, see, go on the social media, you get more. This is just the one that stood out for me. But then, you're not only about the fun part. You decide to leave things for posterity, because when you put something in a book, it lasts longer than you know.
Yeah.
So tell us about these books and why it was important for you to write them.
So Children of the Crocodile Egg was particularly important because it's the story of my lineage. My lineage, our family is called Won Wumgai, Children of the Crocodile Egg in Seoul. So I decided to write a story because growing up, we just got the story through like oral tradition, grandfathers telling us. So I wanted to document at least an idea of it. I'm still doing a lot of research, and I hope I get to publish a much more intricate document on that particular history. But I said, even if I'm going to put it down as a book, at least let it be for children. Because I think those are the people who really need it.
Yes.
And that's why my focus is on children's literature. My kin, Children of the Crocodile Egg, that's where my focus is, because I think as adults, we have the choice to learn this literature or not. But the kids growing up, they don't have a lot of access and they can't consciously make the decision to learn. So let me provide something. And I'm hoping that I get to write more with time.
Can I suggest one more thing?
Sure.
Can you do an audiobook of these?
I should, yes.
You should.
I probably don't trust my voice enough, but I should.
How can a musician say this?
Yeah, on a beat, it might sound nice.
Just talking.
But without a beat, oh my goodness.
No, I think you should. Because I remember growing up, I had my grandma tell me these stories that have stayed with me till date.
Exactly.
Because I learned so many lessons from those stories.
Yes.
We don't have that. We are the grandmas and the mummies of this time. And what are we leaving to the next generation? We don't. And now that you've provided this is a solution for us. And since there's modernity and we can have audiobooks, why not?
Absolutely.
But thank you for writing this. How can we get these books?
So at the moment, we are just supplying them locally. If you're in Cameroon, you can get some copies. And I actually like keeping it that way because I get to deliver them myself.
Oh, really?
Yes, because my idea is I want some conversation with the people who will be reading these books. It's very important to me that I deliver them myself.
Yes.
So at times I can just gather some commands and I do rounds and I deliver them myself. It's an opportunity for me to actually have conversations with these people, and when they have reviews or feedback, they can get back to me. So I'm seeking that connection. It's very important to me because my writing, my idea, I mean, if at some point I become a New York bestseller, it's fine.
Right.
But for the moment, I think I am already a bestseller because my community, the people I am writing for, already tell me that they really want this and this is important for them.
That's true service. So in your conversations with people who have purchased this book, what are some of the conversations that have stayed with you? Or some things they said that stayed with you? So
there's this lady who bought some copies and took them abroad with her for her kids. Yes. And her kids gave me feedback. So they're around the ages of 7 and 10. Yes. They gave me feedback and they told me that because most of the geographical locations haven't sort names. Like you've seen Take, Bungri and all the rest. So they were very interested in that, and they said they found it really difficult to pronounce the names, but that they were really happy that they could find some small instances where they could exercise their lamso and all the rest. And the stories are set in So. So my idea is when they read them, they feel like they are in So. And that's exactly what they said. That we are reading and it felt as if we were in the village. And I had to ask them, have you been to the village before? And they said, no. And I said, so what village were you in? They said, the one I created in the book.
Yes.
So to me, that was very beautiful. And that is exactly what I was looking for when I was writing the books.
And that's what makes art so beautiful. It leaves so much to the imagination.
Oh, yeah.
And we're talking about creativity and innovation on the program today. You are a great example of that. But I want to merge culture into this conversation. How can we be creative, innovative, but still stay true to who we are and where we're from without losing our identity?
I think it's very important to understand where the world is at the moment. Information has moved from, not moved completely, but it is edging its way out of like traditional media, traditional formats, and much more digitalized formats. So we have to understand that, and we have to be able to incorporate that in whatever endeavors we are into. For example, if I'm writing a book, I know some people don't want to read a physical book, so I have to make sure that I create some audio books, as you mentioned. So people want to read the PDF copies, make sure they're available for them, and also make sure that through word of mouth, because word of mouth is still a thing. This is me right now. What we are doing here is some sort of word of mouth.
True.
So we have to make sure that we are vocal, we are present, we are very passionate and active when it comes to promoting culture, because now we have new forms of technology, but these are just here to help the message or the information that already is there. So we just have to take advantage of these new methods to pass a message. And most of the times, I think fundamental messages don't even change. Kindness doesn't change. There will be no point where kindness would evolve into something else. It will forever be kindness. Passion won't change. Consideration would change. So I think the core messages are the same. How to transmit them onto the world might vary, but fundamentally we are still dealing with the same things.
What an artist he is. Because that's a strong resume of what life is. It's just constant repetition, but just add your ingredient and make sure that you're honest and true and dedicated to what you do.
Yep.
That you're a clear example of it. Let me read some of the responses of our viewers when it concerning our question of the day. We have Muketa Claire says the thing, because the question of the day is, what is the thing that you can innovate in your community or add to your community? Particularly a problem that you may have identified. So we have Muketa Claire saying accessibility to tourism potential. There's a lot of neglect. I agree. We have so much, we're not talking about it. But then thanks to artists like you, we're able to, export who we are so people can come. So it's still a part of tourism that should be highlighted. Then we have Zhang Walter Fu says, facilitate youth skill acquisition leading to their employability, to decent jobs and self-employment, entrepreneurship, a way to fight a lot of ills in our society like drug abuse and gambling. Let me roll through. So many of you have been responding. Shady Brain says, I will invest in recycling waste. Waste management is a problem in our society. I agree with you. Chair Hauser, hello. He says, most people miss lifetime opportunities because of their inability to communicate, especially through writing. I would develop a structure that helps them build effective written communication skills that can help them gain employment opportunities and more. I say yes. In a society where people are like, audiobooks, watch videos, people can't write anymore. But then that's a strong foundation to have, and Wan Shey definitely endorses it. Before writing the book, before social media and everything, you are a musical artist, and there are songs of yours that I enjoy. So I'm going to be selfish this morning, and I will pick some of those songs and have you just explain it, break down, and just give us some little information behind the scenes concerning these songs. Can I start? Do you know the one I'll start with? I think you suspect.
Let me guess. It's probably an old one.
Yes.
Is it Andy Rufar?
Yes. I love that song. Please play it so people understand why I love it. So while the song is going on, Wan Shey, I love that song so much. Please tell us what is the story behind that song and maybe something that we didn't know about.
So what a lot of people don't know is that the song was not initially made for me. Sorry.
Yes.
The person in me is trying to come out. The song was not initially made for me.
Yeah.
I went to the studio, DJ Cliff studio, and he played me the instrumental, and he told me he had proposed it to a couple of artists, and none of them wanted to do it. And as soon as I heard it, in my head, I was like, I know exactly what to do with this song. So in 2 days, we had done the song, and I was in a position where I could not literally do a video. I went to a friend's studio and I told him that I have this song, it's a big song, do me a video for free. And my friend was like, let me hear the song. Heard it and he was like, when do you want us to shoot? I was like, day after tomorrow. And he was like, that's too soon, but let's do it. 4 days after I recorded the song, it was out. It was out. And social media went crazy.
Me too.
And I was watching, I was like, what is happening? I think the same feeling I had when Andy Rufar blew up is the same feeling I have right now with Kola. It's always such a blessing, because you're like, okay, what exactly did I do to deserve this? I don't really know, but thank God.
Andy Rufar, for your listening pleasure. Just for a couple of seconds, I will come back with more.
Wan Shey ningagang nzapafti ya davinta benjay mojim shi yakban kebe five tangba una shilif she minyashi dramon tapit to walk wata we've boga ama me left mosange tarawoni left monkang kubenjim fa wako shinzen she yibalang ayong jiko bota.
This is just a teaser. The next one is Dom. When I listened to it, I just felt a form of respect for those who've come before you.
Yes.
What else can you tell us about that song?
So, I remember growing up in the village. I never had a TV. We used to go there to watch Dili and other programs on CRTV. and they had like a couple of songs that used to play constantly. And later on I realized that it was part of like a project or an album called the Cameroon Orchestra or Seattle Orchestra or something.
Yeah.
And this was a part was a part of that album. And the songs were beautiful. So in my head I was like, if I'm going to pay homage to a particular song, and I had this idea too many years ago. So I was like, I was going to reproduce this and do like a more modern version. That's why I added rap, but I maintained the core elements of the song. And I've always thought it's a really beautiful song. I have to have a version. And to me, this is the best way I can pay homage to Francis Dom, somebody I consider one of the greatest musical artists Cameroon has ever had. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. It's good to see the next generation appreciate what came before them, instead of thinking that you're everything.
Oh, not at all.
Better than sliced bread. Let's get to another one that surprised you that I love this song. Bomba Menda.
Oh my goodness.
Can you please, let's have Bomba Menda while you tell. I love this song.
Yes.
It is just a secret pleasure where I just watch the video and I laugh and laugh and laugh. And then it's just so good. What led to this song?
No, this is a surprise. You got me on this one. This is a surprise. So, when I moved to Yaoundé from Seoul, obviously, when you move here, you have a thick accent, you're trying to speak French, and your French just comes out however it wants to. So I remember we're in class, when the lecturer asks you to answer a question, you get up and Francophones will be like, bomba menda. So in my head, I was like, what can I do with this? How can I disempower that particular phrase? Because to me, it's like the N word in the US. It's not a good thing to say to somebody because the connotation is really derogatory. So I was like, I'm going to stupidize the statement by creating French that you need to know French to be able to create a wrong version, but you need to know the right version to create the wrong version. So I did Bomba Menda, and a lot of Francophones are always usually surprised because now they are some of them are a little bit confused. They're like, can he really speak French or he can't speak French?
But you said something, you have to know how to speak French to speak it this way.
Oh, absolutely. Because this has to be an art form. It still has to sound good.
Yes.
So you have to be able to compose the correct version, then make it this way. Yes.
Do you like this segment? We can have more of it, but after this commercial break, stay with us.
Rentrée académique 2026-2027, l'IAI Cameroun, Centre d'excellence technologique Paul Biya, lance son concours d'entrée en première année le 25 avril 2026 pour former les élèves ingénieurs des travaux informatiques dans les options suivantes. Système et réseau pour les titulaires d'un baccalauréat scientifique ou technique. Génie logiciel pour les baccalauréats toutes séries and Software Engineering for holders level all series. Date limite de recevabilité des dossiers le mercredi 22 avril 2026 à 12h. Date du concours le samedi 25 avril 2026 à 7h30. Déposez vos dossiers dans tous les centres IAI des 10 régions du Cameroun. Notez bien, il est possible pour les étudiants étrangers de concourir en ligne au www.iaicameroun.com. Téléphone 242 72 99 57 242 72 99 58.
Depuis 15 ans, le Cameroun débat et construit sa marche vers l'émergence. Fierté nationale, le SEGO est le cadre privilégié de dialogue des administrations publiques avec la nation. Il réunit l'État, les entreprises privées, les territoires et les citoyens autour des grands enjeux du développement. Pour sa 15e édition, le SEGO innove avec le village des 10 régions, le village carrefour des métiers et le renforcement du village de la consommation locale, vitrine du Made in Cameroun. Une édition placée sous le thème Partenariat État-secteur privé, levier d'un Cameroun du 6 au 13 juin 2020. Ou plus informateur, du gouvernement 00
for somebody else, and the person failed, and I just snuck my way in.
Yes.
So, and my idea when I got on the song, I was like, I need to say something that will bring the Nsọ population all over the song, and I wrote something about being proud of your roots as usual. I feel like that's the only thing I write.
You said
about.
it in many ways.
I said it in many ways. We are kings and queens, and it was just a call to action. Like, Wan Shey is here. We are talking about culture. We are valorizing culture. Let's make this song what it's supposed to be. Because I'm a huge fan of songs that really valorize, not necessarily a geographical location, but a particular culture.
Yeah.
Yes, and I don't care where they are from. I'm a huge fan of Balinyonga artists. It just has to. I like it when it represents a culture because it's so authentic. It's real. Yes, and I think with social media, with globalization, we are starting to miss out on that.
That's so true. But you're holding on to it.
I absolutely
You and many
am.
others in this country. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you too.
How do you want to be remembered, Wan Shey?
I would have said I would probably want to write a book, but I already have.
Yes.
I'm hoping people don't forget. Please get the book. But I just want to be remembered as somebody who played his role in valorizing culture and promoting culture, in constantly reminding people that you need to have a center, you need to have a base, no matter how far you travel, how far your idea of culture evolves. Always remember that there's a base. And that's where, as they say it in Pidgin, Nafode de bury wa placenta.
Thank you so much. We're going to wrap up this conversation that I really didn't want to end. I'm going to wrap it up with the song Fola, the remix, of course, and reminding all of us that yes to creativity, yes to innovation, but have a base. Find home in your culture.
Absolutely.
And Wan Shey is a good example of that. So keep shining, we'll keep applauding.
Thank you very much.
And you keep watching programs on CRTV. By the way, Rose Mujonge will be with you in the morning, and then on Thursday I'll be back. Until then, cheers.
Kings and queens, no be chindana chiefs, from the hills to the fields, keep worship clean, ancestors on wheels, Moji and the river, lick it la, lick it fa, lick it tam, lick it tan, lick it shabos, lick it lam, you did the Wan Shey.